There we go. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to DuePoint. My name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. I'm going to be spending about 35 minutes with you as we go through our what we call our business introduction presentation. Welcome to everyone who's tuned in the live stream around the country. I think Bridget's manning the live chat, so tell us where you are, who you're with. If you have any questions, reserve those for the person that introduced you to the business, that's hosting you at the moment. If they can't answer your questions, you're very welcome to come ask me anything that you might want to know. All right, so let's begin. As you can see, very faintly, there you can see we're a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. That's Constantia's logo. Constantia is a business that's been around for nearly 70 years. We were founded in 1952. So we are very well established and a registered insurance company in South Africa. I'll get into a little more detail about Constantia towards the end of the presentation. DuePoint, though, as a division, was formed 3 years ago when a number of factors came together when we founded DuePoint. So we've summarized a couple of those factors to give you a little bit of context as to the aspiration of this business, what we want to achieve with DuePoint. So number one is economic and risk factors. This is actually from your point of view. So you are here because you are interested in making more money. It is as simple as that. I often tease the people, I hope you're not here for tea and coffee because it's free. That's when you know you're suffering at home, when you've got to come to Bryanston for free tea and coffee. We are here because we want to make more money. At the same time, we want to mitigate a lot of risk factors that we can often fall foul of because of the economy. So you look at the economy at the moment, it's in a terrible state and it's affecting a lot of people. And so people out of necessity are looking for entrepreneurial opportunities. And so we created this social entrepreneurship opportunity for members of the public to get involved in. One of the biggest aspirations we have a business is to create social impact. We want to make, as a business, we want to make a difference in the community that we operate in. And so we've created this opportunity of social entrepreneurship so that you guys can get involved. We can partner together in building this business. Another factor for us was a business consideration, and that's what we wanted. We wanted to achieve better distribution channels. So in the past, all the businesses that we've had in the past and still involved in adopt traditional forms of marketing and advertising. With DuePoint, what we've done is gone completely different. We've decided to adopt word of mouth or referral marketing to create channels of distribution for ourselves. So you'll see traditional forms of marketing and advertising are becoming less effective in the marketplace. You'll see a lot of corporates now starting to adopt these word of mouth platforms because you trust marketing less and you will believe someone outside of the business more. And so what we've done with this business, we've brought the social entrepreneurship together, create channels of distribution together, and there is remuneration in it for you. That's one of the biggest benefits. So how do you actually get involved in this business? Getting involved in the DuePoint system is very straightforward. Your mandate, so your responsibility in this partnership that I'm going to be proposing to you today, is that you help us create channels of distribution. How do you do that? You simply go out and tell people about DuePoint. The same way you were informed about DuePoint and now you're sitting here watching this business presentation, you're going to go out and simply do the same thing. It's like going to a good movie or a good restaurant. You will tell people about it, right? This is what we call word of mouth marketing. And so if you can do that, and if you can connect us to individuals who ultimately become what we call wealth engineers and product owners here at DuePoint, that is you building a channel of distribution for yourself. The benefit in doing that is primarily additional income. The nature of the income that you produce here, though, is what we refer to as recurring income. Now, recurring income is powerful, and this is often what separates us from many other business opportunities out there. I was having the discussion this weekend with friends of mine who are, some of them are lawyers, some of them are accountants. My wife's got family that's moved to Houston in the US. And she sent her dad, who was visiting us this week, an SMS saying, please pray for me because I'm working on a deadline at a client, and it was 2 a.m. in the US. And I said to her father, oh, you've got to love time-based business, right? That's the problem with time-based business. You can't make money unless you're being active. Here at DuePoint, we don't pay you for your activity. We pay you for the channel of distribution that you build. So this immediate, right, very flexible. This is a consideration you're going to have when suddenly you have the problem, right? That's something you're going to appreciate one day, perhaps. No startup capital. We've designed this business to have a very low barrier to entry. That means that you're at liberty to try this business without the fear of losing anything. Imagine I told you to get involved in this business was going to cost you a minimum of 25,000 Rand. No one would consider it, right? There's too much risk involved. But that isn't DuePoint. Remember, one of our aspirations in this business is to create social impact. How can we create social impact if the people that don't do this business successfully lose? We can't design it like that. And so we've designed it to have very little risk involved, but massive reward, right? So you're free to consider this business without any fear of losing anything. It's very low risk. Again, accessibility, we've made 0 requirements for qualifications and experience. So anyone can join this business. I don't care whether you got matric or not, whether you got corporate experience or not, whether you're 18 or 70, anyone can do this business and make a difference. You get to build an asset. Now for me, this is probably the most important thing, because what we fall foul of is that we become dependable on employment, right? And employment takes a pound of flesh from you. They will expect you. Employment will expect you to work 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week for 45 years. And what do South Africans have to show for it when they retire? Over 95% of South Africans can't afford retirement. And so their 45 years have done nothing but pay for bills. We cannot be in that position. We have to make a difference in our lives. No one's going to do it for us. Your employer's not going to do it for you. Government's not going to do it for you. The economy's not going to do it for you. You have to take it with your own 2 hands. And so I'm saying to you, instead of focusing on chasing employment, activity-based income, start sacrificing time and effort in chasing the ability to build an asset. Because your channel of distribution here at DuePoint is treated as an asset that you have legal tender over. It means you can sell your channel of distribution one day. If it's producing 5 or 10,000 Rand a month, it's got a lot of value. You can sell it. People will buy an asset that produces that much money. It can't retrench you. It can't retire you, right? So we've got lots of pensioners in our business earning recurring income every single month. And even upon death, your asset gets ceded to your beneficiaries. In your will, you will say, I cede my DuePoint channel of distribution to my spouse or to my children. You get to build value and legacy in this lifetime. And then finally, there's no selling involved in our business. No selling at all. You didn't have to bring a bakkie today to put products in. No one's going home with boxes of product today. Right? How convenient is that? That all you need is your mobile phone to do this business. Your mouth and a mobile phone. That's it. Because the nature of our products are intangible. They're financial in nature. Right? And so we don't have stock and distribution issues, like I said. But your success is very much dependent on your ability to build this thing called a channel of distribution. So I'm going to show you what one looks like. It begins with you. You become a wealth engineer and a product owner here at DuePoint, and now you go out and start telling people about DuePoint. Some of the people that you tell will decide to join this business. Right? They become wealth engineers and product owners. They're in the example. We've got 5 people that you connected to this business successfully. And those 5 people, some of them will go out and start connecting other people. There is where the power of duplication lies. That is what your leverage is all about. That's what you want to take advantage of. Because if you bring strong people into this business, they will make building a channel of distribution so much easier for you. And after time, this is what your asset looks like, your channel of distribution, that you're being paid a return for every single dot. Every product owner that you see up on the screen is affording you a greater return every single month. Who would like to give themselves an increase every single month? We don't even know what that means because we wish for just one a year. How many people have got a raise for the last 7 years in their income? I ask that question every intro. Never has one person put their hand up. Here at DuePoint, wealth engineers can give themselves a raise every single month. Every month, right? Because all you have to do is just make your channel a little bit bigger. Because we don't pay you for activity, we pay you for the size of your qualified channel. So how do we work out the payments? This is our returns program. We pay a base return fee of £27.50 for every product that you have in your qualified channel, right? But it's dependent on where the product lies in relation to you. So remember, it began with you. You went out, connected 5 people. Those 5 product owners lie on what we call your first point. On your first point, we actually pay you double the £27.50. So you're earning £55 for every product on your first point and your second point. When those 5 people go out and connect those people, you're still earning £55 on your second point. If you had 100 people on your first and second point, you would be earning £5,500 a month. That's £60,000 a year. How would £60,000 help you in January and February? That's where I know we're all suffering the most, right? Don't give it to you. We don't give you that money in November because then you spend it on Black Friday and Christmas. It's better to hide it and then take it in January and February. And that's just on your first and second point. And then you see the multiplier starts to drop. When you start growing your channel more and more, that product gets further away from you. And the further away from you the product gets, the multiplier drops all the way down to 0.8. You're earning £1.10 for every single product. And we don't stop there. So there's no limitation to the size of your channel. There's no limitation to how much money you can earn at DuePoint. No limitation. Think about that. No limit to how much money you can earn at DuePoint. We've got 50 million people in the country. You're not going to get there, right? Think about how much money you can earn in this business. People want to know, well, how much effort is required to build a channel of distribution? I don't know, is this going to be an easy business, a difficult business? I'll tell you now, it's a simple business, but it's not an easy business, right? The money's not going to land in your lap. But here's a growth model that we have so that you can understand, well, how much effort is required. All that we require from you in this example is that if you connect 2 people every single month, 2 every month, you can expect these kind of returns with time. After 6 months, you'll be earning about £2,500 a month. After 6 months of connecting 2 every single month, right? Now, this is a wonderful point to illustrate another issue that we fall foul of. And that's called consumerism. We're all consumers. All of us are consumers. Who bought stuff on Black Friday? 1. The rest of you are lying to me, I know. Right? We're all consumers. We are unfortunately bombarded by marketing and advertising every single day. They did a study. They reckon we are exposed to 6,000 brands a day in our lives. How do you not become a consumer when you're bombarded like that, right? So if you look at that £2,500, as a consumer looks at that money and goes, how do I spend that money? How many of us look at that money and go, how do I turn £2,500 into £1,000,000? Who thinks like that? If you want to be a person that becomes wealthy in this lifetime, you have to start thinking differently about money. Giving people money, the opportunity to make money doesn't make people wealthy. If I earn £250,000 a month and I go buy a nice 15 million rand house that I'm paying 150,000 rand bond on, and I've got a nice car for myself and my wife, and that's costing me another 50,000 rand a month, right? Am I wealthy? I look wealthy, right? I look wealthy. And then what happens if I lose my job or my income? I've got nothing to show for it. The bank comes and takes my house, they take my cars, and I've got zero. The guy that was earning 250,000 rand a month has got nothing to show for it. Unless I start thinking differently about money, I will never become wealthy. And that's what we want to achieve here at DuePoint. We want people to become wealthy. And so we have to try push this paradigm shift. Take the 2,500 rand, put it into your debt. Get rid of your debt. It is the first stepping stone to wealth, is becoming debt-free. Here we've got the example of 2,500 rand being paid into £1,000,000 rand bond on a house, right? So you can have a bond on a house, 20 years, prime plus 2, about 11,500 rand a month installment for 20 years. But if you put 20% extra, only 20% extra, 2,500 rand into that bond every single month, you'll reduce the bond term to nearly half. It won't take you 20 years to pay the house off. You can pay the house off in 11.5 years. That saves you nearly 900,000 rand in interest. Bank owners are all wealthy because they understand this principle all too well. At month 12, you're earning nearly 9,000 rand a month. After 2 years of doing this, connecting 2 people every single month, you're now nearly at 28,000 rand. Then we're close to 50,000 Rand after 3 years of doing this business. 4 years into the business, you're close to 70,000 Rand, and after 60 months, still doing 2 people every single month, you're close to 85,000 Rand a month, which is about R1,000,000 annually. Who can't believe that they can earn 85,000 a month in their side business, their flexi-time business? When do you get to tell your boss at the water cooler that your side business pays you more than what he or she is paying you? That'll get your boss into the business, right? And so it's important for us to bring real people up onto stage. This is testimony. This is a review of our business, right? So we've got thousands of people joining the business every single month, and we select people to come up onto stage. Some are new, some have been in the business for long. You can see Elaine's only been in the business for 6 months, so very new. The value of her channel sitting at 2,500 Rand. She's introduced 19 people in the business. Those 19 have helped her find the 47, and that's translated into her channel value. We've got Andile, he's down in KZN, been in the business for 7 months. The value of his channel sitting at 5,000 Rand a month, right? But he's only brought in 13 people. That's why I say, bring strong people into the business. It'll make this business easier for you, right? If you just bring anyone off the street and you don't know them, you're going to struggle in this business. You need to build your board of directors. That first point is your board of executives. Bring the strongest people you can find. Don't let anyone into the business. You bring the strongest people in. They will help you do business like Andile, right? And so I said, thousands of people joining the business every single month. Everybody is different. But you're at liberty today. Today, right now, you get to make the choice of what you want from our business. Because our system is identical for everybody. It's identical. The only varying factor is going to be your decision making from this point going forward. If you want to commit to this business daily, you get to reap the rewards of what that looks like. If you get involved in this business and you don't do anything, guess what? You get nothing, right? This is what life's all about. And so, the returns program is only the one way to benefit. Another way to benefit here at DuePoint is through the rewards program. The rewards program, we've got extra rewards waiting for you when your channel gets to certain sizes. We call it ranks, right? So one of the first notable ranks is rank 5, right? One of the early ranks, rank 5, we give you a fancy little USB drive. It's got all our video collateral on there about DuePoint. That little device plugs into cell phones, tablets, computers, TVs, so that you can show people, you can connect people easily to the DuePoint business. Then at rank 7, this is a wonderful prospecting tool, because at rank 7, we spend, look at that number in the top left, 17,000 Rand on one set of business cards for you. Think about that. That sounds a bit excessive, don't you think? But the value of that is when you go sit down at a meeting with a stranger, perhaps, who's never heard of DuePoint, and you sit down with them, and you put a 17,000 Rand business card on the table, I promise you, you become the most important person at the meeting. That person will listen a little more carefully to what you have to say when you speak about DuePoint. And then at rank 9, another wonderful prospecting tool. We take you and your family to our rank 9 international conference every single year. It is business class flights for your whole family. Even if you've got a 2-year-old, the 2-year-old sits in business class like a king with a champagne there next to him, while all the poor people go to economy class past. They look at the 2-year-old and go, what a waste of space, 2-year-old in business class. Nonetheless, we take your whole family, business class flights. We go to our international destination. It's a different place every single year. It is a 5-star luxury resort that we look for. So we're in the process now of doing December's trip. We've decided on the resort already. And I can tell you the resort this year is better than the resorts from the last 2 years. So very excited to be going there. And I'm wondering how many people are going to get to rank 9 by December. How many families are we taking with us? So I want you to take a look at what we do on our rank 9 trips, because I want you to imagine yourself joining us on this trip. I say to you, you're free to take your shoes off if you want and pretend your feet are in the sand. Do you feel the warm sand between your toes? Because that's available for every single one of us. Every single one of us have the opportunity to get to rank 9. Rank 9 is early days. Spamandla did it in 5 months. 0 to 5 months. He opened his laptop one day at the Spur, watched a video on DuePoint, joined. 5 months later, he had 1,000 people in his channel, was earning 20,000 Rand a month, and was told he's coming with us to his rank 9 trip. Someone's going to beat 5 months. Like I always say, it is, at the end of the day, it's your decision. Your decision. No one else is going to dictate this business to you. 2 ranks later, we spend R250,000 on a brand new car for you. We pay for the car cash. It gets put into your name. There's no DuePoint stickers that get put on the car. There's no T's and C's or hoops you have to jump through once you have the car. The car is yours. It's parked in your garage, and there's no debit order at the end of the month because it's paid off. The best car to own is a car with no debit order at the end of the month. Can you see how we're trying to get wealth engineers to the point of becoming debt-free? If you know you're taking your family overseas every year for holiday, you've got a car in your garage that you don't pay for, how much closer are you to becoming debt-free? When all that money comes into your account and there's no debit orders that come off, and you get to decide what to do with your money every single month. And this has happened for wealth engineers in under 2 years. Right? It's around the corner. We'll often make the mistake. It's a quote I heard somewhere. I think it was Tony Robbins. He said, human beings always overestimate what they can do in 1 year, and they underestimate what they can do in 10 years. We all want now. But how many of us are willing to work hard for it over a long-term period? DuePoint wants to establish long-term relationships with wealth engineers. But our business is not based on just giving out returns and rewards. Our business is actually based on the necessity of financial products in South Africa. Right? So I want you to look at these products. When you look at these products, I think, you know, I'm someone who's never come from the insurance industry. It's easy to disparage insurance products. It's almost like a grudge purchase, right? But it isn't. Any insurance industry forms the backbone of a strong country. Do you know that? Because individuals that are working on wealth creation want to protect their wealth. If you spend 10 years building up wealth, you don't want it to disappear in one event, right? And that's where the necessity of insurance products come to the fore. So yeah, we got Access Wealth. Access Wealth is an investment and an insurance product rolled into one. It's going to cost you only 324 Rand a month. 100 Rand of that goes into a tax-free investment fund in your name. You've got full access to it. There's no restriction period. You can draw that money out whenever you want. And the 120,000 Rand is the personal accident death cover that we give you with this product. Right? So if you're killed in any form of accident, we pay out your beneficiaries 120,000 Rand. Then we've got Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard only costs you 249 Rand a month. It gives you 1 million Rands worth of personal accident death cover. The beauty of our products is that we made them accessible to everybody. You can be 60 years old, diabetic with a heart condition. It's still 249 for you, and you still get 1 million Rands cover. No discrimination against your health status or your age. Then we've got Family Wealth. Family Wealth is 299 Rand a month for 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover for the whole family. It covers up to 5 family members. You can increase that cover to 30,000 Rand, right, and up to 10 family members. And then the principal member gets 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection on top of all of that. So if you're killed, we'll pay out 10,000 Rand of any debt that you might have, and you get the 20 or 30,000 Rands worth of cover. This is an awesome family funeral cover product. We look at our competitors constantly. You won't find a product like this in the market, right? Our most popular product. And then we've got Wealth Points. Wealth Points is going to cost you 299 Rand a month, and Wealth Points aims to reduce your monthly expenditure. So think about all the money that you spend every single month. We've gone to those businesses and we've partnered with them, and they've offered us services and discounts, which we extend to our Wealth Points partners. So they all vary, they're all different. Cell C is a new partner that we've signed on. You get between 10 and 20% off your airtime and data with Cell C. We've got car manufacturers, we've got groceries, we've got online retailers, we've got the entertainer, which offers you nearly half price at restaurants and hotels. Right? So a whole plethora of different benefits in the partners that we have there if you want great value Wealth Points is an awesome product to have, and we are looking at brand new partners all the time. So this product is always expanding without any increase in cost to you. So those are the 4 products. If you want in-depth video reviews, go look for them on our website. Some incentives. So for the people that want to derive the most value out of their time, look at the incentives that we are running. So over and above the returns and the rewards, there's extra benefit. Our monthly wealth quest. So March's wealth quest is called Let Me Entertain You. If you can go out and connect 20 people onto your first and second point this month, and they all take the Wealth Points product, we'll give you an extra 10,000 Rand on top of your return. 10,000 Rand extra for just this month's business. That's a good start to becoming a wealth engineer. And then for the long-term people, the people that come into this business and put in 100% commitment, we've got an awesome incentive for you, because if you connect 365 people in the next 365 days, right? 365 people, not 2 people a month, 1 person a day. What do you get for that? You will derive about 1.275 million Rand in benefit in 1 year. So those people that want to become millionaires in 12 months, that's the slide. This plain, grey, blue, white slide up in front of you is offering you 1 million Rand in 12 months. Because if you do this, you will get to rank 12, 13, 14, around there. You will have the car, you'll have the holiday. You'll be earning close to 50,000 Rand a month, and we'll give you an extra 365,000 Rand to say, well done for doing it in such a quick time. There it is. You've got to speak to 5 to 10 people a day to do this. If someone came to me and said, you go out and speak to 5, 10 people, doesn't matter what they say to you. Don't worry about whether they're going to say yes or no to you. You go out and speak to 10 people a day for 1 year. 1 year of your life. And we'll give you a 1.2 million Rand for doing that. What do you think I would respond? I say, get out of my way. I need to go speak to people. Because what opportunity is there like that in South Africa? Nothing. Your boss will never give you an opportunity like this. Your boss wants the 8 hours a day. Don't ask for more. Maybe you're lucky if you get a 2% raise at the end of every year, while everything else is going up by 5, 6, 7, 8%. So the decision is not so much what you want. Right? That's an easy decision. That's a fleeting fantasy. Oh, I wish I was a millionaire. I wish I had a paid-off car. I wish I was going overseas on a 5-star holiday. Those are easy things. The decision is, how does DuePoint fit into your life? How do you fit this new business into your life? Starting today, I can go speak to 10 people today if I wanted to. If I wanted to. You see, there's where the decision lies. What is your commitment to this business? What is your intention with this business? Is it just a fleeting desire, like a New Year's resolution, like a hobby, do it when I feel like it? Or is there enough necessity, is there enough pain in your life that this becomes the only thing that you focus on? That is the decision I want to know, right? Because that's the one that makes the difference. I told you I'll give a little bit of background on our business. So you know DuePoint's a division that's been around for just over 3 years, but we're part of Constantia. Constantia is a business that's been around since 1952, a registered insurer. You probably don't know Constantia because they've never dealt with consumers before. Constantia traditionally have always underwritten insurance products for other big insurance companies, right? And so they've always been a business-to-business company, but for the first time we are dealing now with consumers through this division called DuePoint to create social impact in our community. That's the FSP number that we operate under, so we are regulated as an insurance company. You can go double check us on the FSCA website. We are audited every single year. We are listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange under a group called Conduit Capital. My point in telling you all this is that if you become a wealth engineer, you have to become a proponent of this business. And to do that, you have to have 100% confidence and belief in this business. You can't go to people when you're not so sure yourself. So go do some snooping around. Go double check us. Go do background checks. Because this has to be the first step in building a relationship of trust. And that's what we want to achieve with people in this business. We want to create long-term relationships, not fleeting relationships, not 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years. We want to create lifetime relationships. My biggest wish, if I had a wish, a genie lamp that I could rub and get one wish, is just to have a glimpse into the future, 10 years down the line, because 3 years is still very early for a business. But if I can take a look 10 years down the line or 20 years down the line to see where some wealth engineers are going to be in 10 to 20 years' time, that's what excites me. That's what motivates me, right? That long-term game, because that's where the most value lies. A little reminder, we've got Port Elizabeth Encounter coming up on the 11th of May. This is your opportunity to let me help you build your channels in the Eastern Cape. You want to have a national business, not a Gauteng business or wherever you're live streaming from. You want to have a national DuePoint business, right? So we're going down to different parts of the country throughout the year. The next one is Port Elizabeth. Make a list of everyone you know in the Eastern Cape. Invite them here. It's for free. It's for free. And all it requires from you is you make a list and contact people. Phone 100 people. 50 will say, yes, I'm interested. 30 will come. The other 20 will forget and sit at home on the couch. Right? But the 30 that come, I promise you, I will get majority of them to sign up on the day and to get involved in your business. I'll help you build your channels, right? But you have to make the list and contact the people. Tomorrow, we've got a development seminar, Wealth Creation 201. It's the second training session that Brendan's going to be doing in the Wealth Creation series, where he speaks about controlling personal wealth. Controlling your income is fundamental to creating wealth, right? And so Brendan, tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. is going to be giving that development seminar. So make sure that you tune into it. Come to head office if you can. Bring as many as of your team with you. It's not, you mustn't come on your own. You're now part of a team. Bring your team with you. Make sure they tune in. It'll be available on YouTube from tomorrow morning, so you can watch it anytime throughout the week. But watch it, right? Because it's fundamental in wealth creation. Remember I said we need to create this shift in thinking from consumers to wealth creators, to investors. And that's what the development seminar is all about. And with that, my wish for everyone, so thank you for making time. I think we maybe ran at 40 minutes, but that's okay. No one seems to be staring daggers at me. My wish for everyone in this business is to have a prosperous 2019, because I know outside of this business, people are not going to be prosperous. They're not. We're going to have people struggling and suffering. But I'm hoping that people will see the light and come try this business. We've designed it with very little risk involved. So you have that liberty to just try it. But if you try it 100%. My father's a gold miner. I say to him, Dad, why do you love gold mining? It is fraught with so much risk. 50% of the mines in South Africa are marginal, which means 1 month they're making money, the next month they're losing money. And they don't lose little bit and make little bit. The numbers are massive, right? And so there's huge risk and stress involved with gold mining. I said, Dad, how do you do it? He's now 73, still mining. Involved in production. He goes underground. He drives the truck sometimes. He gets stuck in. I say, how do you do it? He says, you know what? He says, if you give something 100%, then there's no regrets. I said, why do you carry on? Why don't you retire? No, he loves mining. I said, but there's so much risk. You're going to fail. He says, you won't fail if you give something 100%. You won't. If you give 95%, so this was his point. He says, if you put in 95%, you open the door for failure. You put in 100%, even if it's for 1 month. Give the business 30 days, but you put in 100%. Speak to people every single day. I guarantee you, you will be wealthier next month than you were last month. That's the promise we make at DuePoint. So that's my wish for you. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, speak to the person that brought you. Otherwise, have a wonderful weekend. Thanks a lot.